If you are paying off your credit card on the due date, you are already behind. Your score is still stuck in the 600s. This is the reason. Back home, if you paid off your bills, you were responsible. Simple. But here in America, it's not just about if you pay your bills, it is when you pay. Not knowing the money system in America keeps you in perpetual hamster wheel survival cycle forever. Here is what most people don't know. Your credit utilization is reported on your statement date, not your due date. So even if you pay in full every month, your credit report shows a high balance all year and that tanks your score. I was doing everything right, paying on time, never missing a payment, never carrying over a balance. And my score was stuck at 680 for almost a year. Then I learned the one timing trick, paid before the statement date, and my score jumped over 40 points in 30 days. So today is day 11 of our 45-day money reset system. I'm showing you the exact day to pay your credit card to boost your score by 40 points plus without spending less or changing your spending habit. I always say this to African immigrant women. You cannot cut enough expenses or save enough money to get you to financial freedom. That generic advice is for survival, not building wealth. You must understand how money system works in America. How do you intend to win a game when you don't know the rules and you're not playing by the rules? That's the reason why I created this community for us who are done with survival mode and ready to build real wealth, where your investment is growing, your body is rested, money flows to you effortlessly, and you step in and become the woman that God called you to be. So if that's you, subscribe and join the community. Now, your credit card has two important dates, not one. There is the due date. That's when you have to pay to avoid late fees and interest. Most people know this one, but there's also a statement date, and this is the one that determines your credit score. A lot of people don't know that one. So make sure you watch till the end because I'm going to show you live on my own credit card app how to know your statement closing date, how to increase your limit, and how to increase your score. Your statement closing date determines your credit score, and this is the day your credit card company reports your balance to the three credit bureaus, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. So here is what happens. Let's say you have $5,000 credit limit. You use your card all month, gas, grocery, bills, and by the time your statement closes, you are carrying a $4,000 balance. That is 80% utilization. Then you pay it off in full on your due date like a responsible person. But there's a problem. Your credit card company already reported that $4,000 balance to the bureaus on your statement date, which was like probably 20 days ago. So even though you paid it off, your credit report still shows 80% utilization, and anything over 30% tanks your score. That's what was keeping my score at 680 for almost a year, even though I never carried a balance and I was paying in full every single month. But the bureaus only saw my high balance on statement closing date. So here is a strategy. Step 1, find your statement date. So log into your credit card account or you call the number on the back of your card and ask them, what day does my statement close each month? So for most of the cards, it's the same day every month. Step 2, pay down your balance 3 to 5 days before the statement closes because it does take some days for your payment to go through. So if your statement closes on the 15th, pay that card on the 12th. Now, when you pay that card down under 10% of your limit, don't use it until after the 15th. Because even if you pay it down to 10% and then you use the card, they report whatever balance is on that card by the 15th. Don't pay it to zero, just under 10% of your limit. If your limit is $5,000, keep your balance under $500. Step 3, let the statement close with that low balance. When your statement closes on the 15th, your credit card company reports that balance of $500 on your $5,000 limit. That's 10% utilization, and that is perfect. Step 4, pay off the rest of the card before the due date to avoid interest. That's it. That is the strategy. It's literally 2 rules. Pay before the statement day to improve your score. Pay before the due date to avoid interest and late fees. Now, let me show you the mistakes that most people make with this strategy. Mistake one, paying the card to zero before the statement closes. I know this sounds very counterintuitive, but if you pay your card to zero before the statement closes, your credit report shows zero balance all the time. While that is not bad, it's not optimal. The credit bureaus want to say that you use credit responsibly, not that you don't use it at all. Mistake number two, paying on the due date and thinking that's enough. This is what I was doing for months. I would carry a $4,000 balance all month, pay it off on the due date, and wonder why my score wasn't moving. Because the bureaus only care about what your balance is on the statement day, not what your balance is on the due date. So if your balance is $4,000 on the statement day and $0 on the due date, you're only avoiding late fees and interest, but your score remains the same or gets worse. Mistake number three, only doing this on one card. If you have multiple cards, you need to do this on all of them. I had 3 cards and I was managing one correctly, but letting the other 2 report high balances. That was what was tanking my score, my overall utilization really badly. But the moment I started paying down all the cards before the statement day, my score jumped. Mistake number 4, doing it only once. This isn't a one-time hack. This is how you manage your card every month moving forward. For me, I set a calendar reminder on my phone 5 days before each of my closing statement dates for each of the cards. It's going to take you about 10 minutes a month to do all of this, but set the calendar for each card 5 days before statement closing because you want to pay it and give it time for it to process before the closing date. And that would keep your score above 760 for as long as you keep doing this. If you need a step-by-step walkthrough with this, my coaching call is free and the link is in the description. So we will go through your cards together and map out the exact payment schedule for you. This is just one small piece of the system. Knowing when to pay your card is important, but it's part of a bigger strategy. Fixing your credit unlocks leverage, and leverage is what unlocks wealth, and wealth is what unlocks financial freedom.
Log in and go to your card. I'm going to choose this card. So you can see that my payment is due on December 14th. My balance right now is $525. But if you click on statement and activity, you can see the statement closing is December 19th. December 19th is when they send this balance to the credit bureau. So if I paid, your payment due date is different from your closing date. The due date is the last day to pay this before late fees and interest. So due date is for late fees and interest. But statement closing date is what impacts your credit score. Let's say I pay this whole thing off because I don't carry over balance. I pay everything off. I pay off before December 14th. So I pay off, it's zero. But then after I pay off, I start using this card again. And by December 19, I have used this card again. By December 19, I've used this card. Let's say I used $1,000. Even when I have paid off the $525, that $1,000 is what's going to be reported on that closing date. Whatever amount is here. So paying off your card is not really the problem. The issue with your credit score is what is sent to the credit bureau on the closing date. If you paid off $525.20 and then you turn around and swipe that card before December 19, whatever you swipe that, whatever the total is what is sent. So what I usually do is I'll pay this off. I won't use this card until December 21st. I'll wait till after December 19th. So I'll pay it off. I'll pay it down to something like $50 because you want them to see that you're using the card, but you're not carrying a lot. And I will not use this card until after December 20. When they send the report, they will send it that $50 is what's left. On some credit cards, for me, American Express that I use, you can also check your credit score here. You come to your financial tools. This is the same thing with Chase. I have Chase also. And you click your FICO score. It brings you to the next screen. FICO score now. For right now, this is my score. It goes up and down because I'm always pulling money, borrowing money for properties and businesses. So right now is 766. So you can look at your score here. You can look at your payment history, your amount of debt, length of credit history, amount of new credit, credit mix. Remember the 5 factors that I talked to you about? Your payment history, your amount of debt, length of credit history, amount of new credit, and your credit scores. These are the 5 different factors that impact your credit. This is the biggest. You see how it tells you 35% impact on your score? Look at the late payment that I've had. This was when I missed. This was when I missed that mortgage payment. My very first mortgage payment. I thought you just buy a house and you go sit down and find yourself that you've arrived. I bought and I traveled out of the country on vacation and I forgot to set up auto payment. I missed the first mortgage payment, and that I lost over 140 points with that. I learned my lesson, and that is still here. That is still here. That impacted my credit score a lot. I had to rebuild. So that one is still here. It falls off after 7 years. It's not 7 years yet. So your payment history impacts 35% of your score. Your amount of debt impacts 30% of your score. Your length of credit history impacts 15% of your score. Age of oldest account is 12 years for me. And this is why I put my daughter on my card. She's an authorized user, so she's able to. All of this is transfers to her because now her oldest account is also 12 years. It shows a very long credit history, perfect payment, amount of new credit. I don't. It's exceptional because I don't. The last time I opened was 2 years and 11 months, almost 3 years ago since I got the last credit card. So the impact on your score is 10%. If you keep requesting for multiple cards, it makes you look desperate. And then credit mix is very good too because I have 8 credit cards. I have mortgages is for seven different mortgages, and then business loans. And then you can view your full score here and look at all the times. You want to be looking at this and know what is killing your score, okay? This is my credit limit for this one, 16,000. I only use, for this month, I've only used 268 on this card. And the platinum, I've only used 453 on this card. I keep the balance. My utilization is under 10% at all times. This is a credit limit of 30,000. I only use 525. This is a credit limit of 20,000. I haven't used this one yet this month. You see how I keep my utilization under 10%. Another thing that I want to share with you is that at first I didn't have this high limits. Every 6 months I come in here and request a credit limit increase on each of these cards. I do that every 6 months on all my cards. I'll request a credit limit increase because then this expands your utilization. If your limit is $1,000, you don't want to go above $100 on that card. You want to keep it under 10%, which is $100. But if your card is $50,000, you can use up to 5,000. So the more you get increase on your limit, the more your 10% is expanded. The more your 10% increases. So pay your cards off. Don't carry over balance so that when you come to request credit limit increase, they will go ahead and give it to you because then that expands your 10% utilization. That's another thing that I do.
So share this with one African immigrant woman that you know so that we can build financial freedom tomorrow. Day 11 done. Now tomorrow is day 12. I'm showing you how to use your 0% balance transfer to pay off high interest debt without paying $1 in interest. Thank you so much for watching and see you tomorrow, day 12.